And there we are, live on YouTube. Rev Wayne Stills, this mic is all yours.
Hey everyone, how you doing? What's happening? How are you? It's Reverend Wayne Stills from Miracles Everywhere on ACIMgather.us, ACIMgather.us. And this is Miracles Everywhere, and you're tuned into Reverend Wayne Stills, the Reverend Wayne Show, whatever you want to call me. I'm here to do lesson 32. Lesson 32. And also I'll do the text of the day. And then I'm gonna review lesson 26 through 32. It's Sunday thing. I have more time today, obviously. I have a full hour. And I'm going to start out with some music. I'm going to start out with a little something from my friend Pete Holmes. And we'll have a good time this hour. And then you get on with your day. So relax, take it easy, have some pancakes or something. Whatever you do on Sunday morning, and just blast me in the background and listen to me here and there when you come into the room or something. Don't grind on it or anything like that. I'm not really. Most of my stuff is pretty spontaneous anyway, so only half of it makes any sense. So I won't worry about me, um, having to listen too much to me. Just listen to me every now and then. Get a little help here and there, and then I've done my job. So that makes me happy. All right, so let's just start with a little, with something at the blood flowing. I know what I can do first. Guess what? I want to do this. Here we go. Un, deux, trois. All right. Sunday morning. Well, morning for me. Yeah, morning for most people. Oh, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. Oh, what the other time zone? Another goodie. I have invented. You want to talk about power, control. It's a law, remember. So you don't make this happen. Make this true. It is true. We're dealing here with laws. I have invented the world that I see. I have done this. I'm doing it. Can't stop. I invented the world that I see. I invented the world that I see. I invented the world that I see. Say it over and over again. I'm going to get rid of all that dirty water. Pouring clean water in the scalp. What's left is the truth. Invented. You know what truth left? You invented the world that you see. The only truth there is. It's important. It's the only truth that's important. Really, because once you realize you're inventing the world that you see, total understanding of that truth. Take a, you deal with the process. You feel with it. Start to take over the nonsense and meaning system. Enter into the hootless system. How strange everything really makes any sense at all. If things made sense, it would be different, but nothing makes sense. Stare at it a little bit closely. Stare at things closer. Look closer. Look closer. Nothing makes any sense. Here's somebody that'll help you understand that. Very quick, little observation by Pete Holmes. About sleep.
Doesn't sleep. I couldn't do it. I could explain food. I could explain sleep to an alien that doesn't sleep. I couldn't do it. I could explain food. I could be like, I need energy, so I eat an apple so I can use the energy that's in the apple. He'd be like, okay. Anything else? Yeah. At night, regardless of how much energy I've consumed, I just have to shut it down. I shut it down for like 8, 9, sometimes 12 hours. Sounds boring. I'm like, no, my brain plays movies that I'm in. Sometimes they're scary.
Yeah. What is that? Sleep is kind of crazy if you look at it that way. He's looking at it a little bit closely. He looked at it closely. And then, sleep is kind of stupid. Aging is kind of stupid too, actually, if you think about it. I mean, if you look into it and hear what some scientists say about sleep, it's kind of like dying. Dying is just, it's like sleep. I don't know, that's what I mean, dying is it's kind of stupid if you look at it closely. According to scientists, there's no reason why it should happen. There's no reason why it should happen. It just happens. At certain points in our lives, we start to break down. But there's nothing happening. There's no reason why death should really happen in any type of life. It just sort of happens at some point. All of a sudden, we start to break down. It's not very gradual. It's not as if we start to break down immediately. And then now what they're trying to do, and they've been trying to do for a long time, is to cure death. One of the reasons why, of course, is they have that disease out there where you grow old very quickly. I don't know if you know that disease, I forget what it's called, but there's a disease where when you're 12-year-old, and then they had a book out once by some guy who was very old looking, his kid was very old looking, or very old, well, he was very old, but he was 12 years old, but he was, might as well have been 80. So what they had to do was essentially cure aging, because his kid just aged very quickly. I forget the name of this disease. It was only a very minority of people have it, of course. But this is nevertheless a crappy disease. But if they ever cure this disease, they will have cured aging. Or at least enough to make the average person live about 300 years old. Right now, there's a problem with it. Of course, it causes cancer or something to that effect. I saw a whole article on this, documentary on this in 2020 or something like that, years ago. You look at it closely. You see how crazy things really are. Even our language is crazy. Death's a part of life. Death's a part of life. There's people say that all the time. Death's a part of life. Death is not a part of life. And more than crime is a part of society. Crime hurts society. Crime is anti-society. Death is anti-life. Obviously, death ends life. The whole point of death is to end life. Death is the ego. Death is anxiety. Death is misery. Death is suffering. Those are death's friends. Those are death's only friends. Suffering. If you're at death's table for dinner, you'd have suffering in one seat. You'd have misery in another seat. You have sickness in another seat. Pride, arrogance. Those would be your table of compadres at death's table. Not life. The tree of knowledge of good and evil's table. Not life. The tree of life's table. That's a totally different table. That's life, happiness, joy, pleasure, good times, immortality. The opposite of death. Sunday is Resurrection Day. Every Sunday can be Easter. Just this is the day of Resurrection Day. The day they picked is probably arbitrary anyway, so it could be a Sunday. You never know. Of course, students and teachers, we focus on the resurrection anyhow. And there is no past, there is no present, so what the heck? Today is the day we experience resurrection. It's this Sunday. Today's Sunday. The heck with it. And if you're not a course student, it's okay. You can find resurrection in your tradition. You can find the story of resurrection in your experience. Just take a look. Look closely. Look closely and make sure you don't find conflict there. You don't have to find conflict. You can find nothing but right thinking. Nothing but right-minded thinking. Creation and communication. That is today's text. Creation and communication. These are two very important things. Creation and communication. Creation and communication. Let's all relax now. I'm going to play this text here. The music behind it will be by Jonathan Block from the album. And the title of the song by the same name, Variations on a Theme.
Seven, creation and communication. It is clear that while the content of any particular ego illusion does not matter, its correction is more helpful in a specific context. Ego illusions are quite specific, although the mind is naturally abstract. Part of the mind becomes concrete, however, when it splits. The concrete part believes in the ego, because the ego depends on the concrete. The ego is the part of the mind that believes your existence is defined by separation. Everything the ego perceives is a separate whole, without the relationships that imply being. The ego is thus against communication, except insofar as it is utilized to establish separateness rather than to abolish it. The communication system of the ego is based on its own thought system, as is everything else it dictates. Its communication is controlled by its need to protect itself, and it will disrupt communication when it experiences threat. This disruption is a reaction to a specific person or persons. The specificity of the ego's thinking, then, results in spurious generalization, which is really not abstract at all. It merely responds in certain specific ways to everything it perceives as related. In contrast, spirit reacts in the same way to everything it knows is true, and does not respond at all to anything else. nor does it make any attempt to establish what is true. It knows that what is true is everything that God created. It is in complete and direct communication with every aspect of creation because it is in complete and direct communication with its Creator. This communication is the will of God. Creation and communication are synonymous. God created every mind by communicating His mind to it, thus establishing it forever as a channel for the reception of His mind and will. Since only beings of a like order can truly communicate, His creations naturally communicate with Him and like Him. This communication is perfectly abstract, since its quality is universal in application and not subject to any judgment, any exception, or any alteration. God created you by this and for this. The mind can distort its function, but it cannot endow itself with functions it was not given. That is why the mind cannot totally lose the ability to communicate, even though it may refuse to utilize it on behalf of being.
Existence as well as being rests on communication. Existence, however, is specific in how, what and with whom communication is judged to be worth undertaking. Being is completely without these distinctions. It is a state in which the mind is in communication with everything that is real. To whatever extent you permit this state to be curtailed, you are limiting your sense of your own reality, which becomes total only by recognizing all reality in the glorious context of its real relationship to you. This is your reality. Do not desecrate it or recoil from it. It is your real home, your real temple, and your real self. God, who encompasses all being, created beings who have everything individually, but who want to share it to increase their joy. Nothing real can be increased except by sharing. That is why God created you. Divine abstraction takes joy in sharing. That is what creation means. How, what, and to whom are irrelevant, because real creation gives everything, since it can create only like itself. Remember that in the kingdom there is no difference between having and being, as there is in existence. In the state of being, the mind gives everything always. The Bible repeatedly states that you should praise God. This hardly means that you should tell Him how wonderful He is. He has no ego with which to accept such praise, and no perception with which to judge it. But unless you take your part in the creation, His joy is not complete because yours is incomplete. And this He does know. He knows it in His own being and its experience of His Son's experience. The constant going out of His love is blocked when His channels are closed, and He is lonely when the minds He created do not communicate fully with Him. God has kept your kingdom for you, but He cannot share His joy with you until you know it with your whole mind. Revelation is not enough, because it is only communication from God. God does not need revelation returned to Him, which would clearly be impossible, but He does want it brought to others. This cannot be done with the actual revelation. Its content cannot be expressed, because it is intensely personal to the mind that receives it. It can, however, be returned by that mind to other minds, through the attitudes the knowledge from the revelation brings. God is praised whenever any mind learns to be wholly helpful. This is impossible without being wholly harmless, because the two beliefs must coexist. The truly helpful are invulnerable, because they are not protecting their egos, and so nothing can hurt them. Their helpfulness is their praise of God, and He will return their praise of Him because they are like Him, and they can rejoice together. God goes out to them and through them, and there is great joy throughout the kingdom. Every mind that is changed adds to this joy with its individual willingness to share in it. The truly helpful are God's miracle workers, whom I direct until we are all united in the joy of the kingdom. I will direct you to wherever you can be truly helpful, and to whoever can follow my guidance through you. ACIM T 4.7.
Lesson 32. 32.
Lesson 32. I have invented the world I see. Today we are continuing to develop the theme of cause and effect. You are not the victim of the world you see because you invented it. You can give it up as easily as you made it up. You will see it or not see it as you wish. While you want it, you will see it. When you no longer want it, it will not be there for you to see. The idea for today, like the preceding ones, applies to your inner and outer worlds, which are actually the same. However, since you see them as different, the practice periods for today will again include two phases, one involving the world you see outside you, and the other the world you see in your mind. In today's exercises, try to introduce the thought that both are in your own imagination. Again, we will begin the practice periods for the morning and evening by repeating the idea for today 2 or 3 times while looking around at the world you see as outside yourself. Then close your eyes and look around your inner world. Try to treat them both as equally as possible. Repeat the idea for today unhurriedly, as often as you wish, as you watch the images your imagination presents to your awareness. For the 2 longer practice periods, 3 to 5 minutes are recommended, with not less than 3 required. More than 5 can be utilized if you find the exercise restful. To facilitate this, select a time when few distractions are anticipated and when you yourself feel reasonably ready. These exercises are also to be continued during the day as often as possible. The shorter applications consist of repeating the idea slowly as you survey either your inner or outer world. It does not matter which you choose. The idea for today should also be applied immediately to any situation that may distress you. Apply the idea by telling yourself, I have invented this situation as I see it.
Okay. Relax and nicely keyed into their inner void, their inner nothingness, their inner creative nothingness. There was a point in the I think it was the lesson. Well, whatever. It was a point in the lesson or the text. I'm not looking for it, where it spoke about how it spoke about how something to the effect of this world. It painted the difference between this world as being existence and God's world, or the creative world, being non-existence. Rather, that existence itself is duality. Existence, as we understand existence, is the issue. Consciousness, awareness, existence. That is duality. The minute you have any awareness, the minute you have consciousness, you have existence. And the minute you have existence, you have awareness. And you have conscious. You are conscious. We are conscious. And the minute we were conscious, we have to be conscious of something. Or else we're not conscious. Even if you're self-aware, you're aware of a self. You're aware of something separate from. There's two there. There's an awareness and there's a self. There's nothing singular anymore. The singular was before existence. It was pre-existent. Something from nothing. It happened. God is no thing. No thing here. No thing. That's what the Spirit is. The Spirit is not matter at all. God is not space, not time, not energy, not matter. Throw that concept away. Throw away the space, throw away time, throw away energy, throw away matter, and then what we have left, that's you. That's what's left over. Bring in the idea of eternality into your soul. Bring the idea into your soul that you are eternal. And everything else must die immediately. The idea of your mortal body must go away because mortality and immortality cannot exist together. If one is eternal, he can also be finite. The finite must go away the minute the infinite gets there. So if you bring Christ in to you, if you bring Christ within, anything else not Christ that's within must die. If Christ to be eternal. When the permanent comes in, the temporary must go. Because the temporary has never been around when the permanent comes in. Because the permanent's always been. I hope this makes sense. It's important. It should give you a sense of security. Knowing that you are part of the permanent, part of the eternality. There's nothing in you left over that it's ever been or ever could be. It hasn't already been. It's already. That's why everything around you is in the past. The eternal is here. The infinite is here. So long as that's the case, all you gotta do is move forward and let that eternality, who is essentially you, in your highest state, looking back, taking care of your past you. Because remember, once you get into that timeless state, you move through time the way we move through space in this state. That easily. When I move to the past, you move through the past. Just as easily as now, if I want to go to the kitchen, I move to the kitchen. This is what dimension we're in. Right now, we settled to focus our energy, our intention in the three-dimensional world. We can be fooled in this world. Any three-dimensional world that gets a hold of us, we'll think it's real. I mean, if we're not told that we're being put into it. Any virtual reality that we don't know is virtual reality, so, and three-dimensional, we'll think it's real. 3D. This whole universe is just a 3D holographic hoax. I said the word hoax because the words that we use to describe this place are important. Of course, uses words like prison. And we're in our self-imposed prison. As opposed to interpretation, it's more likely to get us out of here and move us up into a higher consciousness. We call it a school. Or rather nice prison, if you want to look at it that way. Prison with big TVs, and for some of us at least, I think it's privileged. But it does have mountains and lakes and seas and oceans and trees. I don't know if I said that already. But, you know, it has a lot of ugly stuff too. What was it today? Yeah, I've just played the lessons, and now I'm going to go over to the reviews. I want to go through the reviews. Yeah, about a half hour, so plenty of time to go through the reviews. And the reviews, for anyone who doesn't know, reviews are just what it sounds like. They review the lessons that were done the previous. Well, if you want to do it this way, they review all the lessons of the month. But I'm going to go by the week. It was 26 to 30, and then I'm going to delve into the second, into 2 of the second week. Just get to it. Right, so it goes 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 is the first 5. It was 5, and then the next section is 31 and 32, and I'll stop there because we're at 32 today. And it's we'll see how far we get. I'm gonna see what comes up for me as I'm reading. This is lesson 56 and 57. We're not really skipping over. I mean, perhaps we are. I mean, I'm reading this for people who I assume have done the course already. But if you're new to the course, we're not skipping over as much as I'm just using this as springboard to interpret a whole bunch of lessons at the same time. It's a Sunday thing. It's a recap thing. It's something to do on a Sunday morning. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. This is lesson 26. This is the first review. So, I'm going to read this little part here and then we'll go over it. I'm going to let Jim do it. Jim, the king of, despite what I play for the text, where it's hard to find. FIP doesn't have Jim doing the text, but so the workbook. But he's the king of voiceovers who does the course. Jim Stewart, not Jimmy Stewart. Oh, that'd be a trip. But Jim Stewart.
Lesson 56. Our review for today covers the following. 26. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. How can I know who I am when I see myself as under constant attack? Pain, illness, loss, age, and death seem to threaten me. All my hopes and wishes and plans appear to be at the mercy of a world I cannot control. Yet perfect security and complete fulfillment are my inheritance. I have tried to give my inheritance away in exchange for the world I see. But God has kept my inheritance safe for me. My own real thoughts will teach me what it is. 27.
Let's start with 26. All right, lesson 26. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. How can I know who I am when I see myself under constant attack? Pain, illness, loss, age, and death seem to threaten me. All my hopes and wishes and plans appear to be at mercy of a world I cannot control. Perfect security and complete fulfillment are my inheritance. Inheritance is a funny word. What does that mean? When do you get your inheritance? Do you work for it? Doesn't mean you have to make an effort to get? Do I say, all right, there's some strange clause in the it's something you just get. It's a gift, essentially. The person who worked for that inheritance, usually the people who left it. So basically, this inheritance, perfect security, complete fulfillment, perfect security, and complete fulfillment. It's been left for us by God as an inheritance. We don't have to work for it. We have to try to get it. It's ours. But we are not only not going after it, we have access to it, and we said, no, thank you. I'd rather have this world. Have up and down and negativity. But you give God to God, it's like, don't worry about it. When you're ready, I got it. When you're ready, I've got you. That's the review, lesson 26. And now we do lesson 27. Above all else, I want to see. Over here, my attack thoughts are attack my vulnerability. Is above all else, I want to see. Above all else, I want to see.
Above all else, I want to see. Recognizing that what I see reflects what I think I am, I realize that vision is my greatest need. The world I see attests to the fearful nature of the self-image I have made. If I would remember who I am, it is essential that I let this image of myself go. As it is replaced by truth, vision will surely be given me. And with this vision, I will look upon the world and on myself with charity and love.
All right, let's get a little mini review there. That's a review there for lesson 27. Above all else, I want to see. Recognize that all of what I see reflects what I think I am. And realize that vision is my greatest need. The world that I see attests to the failure nature of my self-image. The world you see attests to failure. That's why it's silly to trade in your gift of inheritance, and the gift of fulfillment. As I said before, the Christ, the eternality that you get from God, that makes you all the temporary immortality, the temporary sacrificial beggars types of existence is gone. It's a gift from God. Take it. Take it. It's essential that you let this image go. This image of yourself, because basically what you're looking at it's you you're looking at. You're looking at your failures. Your failure to realize what you're looking at is inside of you. And so you get rid of it all. You don't want to see any of this stuff as you. So you throw it out there. You say, no, thank you. I don't want any of this stuff. I don't want to look at it as being me. I'd rather see it. So this is not me. It's somebody else. And everything that's happening to me is because of this stuff outside of me. And it's your fault. 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 This happens in dreams. You're running away from somebody that you put there. Help, 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 help. Those little movies that stars you. Well, that's what we've done here. A little movie that's starring ourselves. That we put together. And we frighten ourselves. Amongst other things. But if we let those pictures go, if we let the negativity go, if we let the failures go, the images of failure go, and replace it with truth. What is truth? The truth is higher consciousness. A higher way of being. You know what you want, but you have to go after what's behind what you want. Transcend the physicality and go after what you want, and then the physicality will show itself up. If I'm looking for a parking space, I can ask God for a parking space, but I can ask God, please get me close. Please give me a great space. You want to ask God for something that's like such a set yourself up for failure. My wife one time was doing the lotto, and she was so certain she was going to win, and when she lost, she was pretty pissed off, and I could see she lost some faith. I said, you can't set yourself up for failure. Cause and effect is cause and effect, and the idea that God's going to remove you from cause and effect just because you have a lot of faith. A lot of people have a lot of faith. You know how many people have a lot of faith right now? A lot of people may even have more certainty on the situation than you do. Cause and effect is hugely binding. And eventually, once you realize that there is no cause and effect, things can change for you. But until then,
"28. Above all else, I want to see differently.
lesson 28.
The world I see holds my fearful self-image in place and guarantees its continuance. While I see the world as I see it now, truth cannot enter my awareness. I would let the door behind this world be opened for me, that I may look past it to the world that reflects the love of God."
The world I see holds my fearful self-image in place. It guarantees its continuance. When you see a world, what does that mean? The world that I see. It means the world that I want there. When you dream at night, you want the world that you're putting there. You don't know that because part of that idea of a dream is to make you forget you've done this. But you're the one who's putting that dream there in the first place. You're the one who's come up with the idea for dreaming. And when you go to bed at night, you play that movie in your head. You come up with the storyline. You put it there. A higher part of yourself, perhaps. Another part of yourself, perhaps. The dream maker. And it makes up a dream for you, puts it out there for you, and it makes you forget that you've done this. Or gives it to another part of yourself that has no idea what's happening. And then that part of yourself becomes a star of this movie and forgets. We can learn about a very good actor. It's a good acting job. Plays the role very well in Dream at Night. And we're acting job here too. All the world's a stage. Now, why can't truth enter your awareness? So long as you see the world in the non-truthful way. Well, simple. You can't turn the lights out and at the same time experience light. You can't want a dream to happen at the same time want the dream to stop. When you see a dream, it's because you're putting the dream there. You want the dream to happen. We want this world to perpetuate. We want this world to continue. That's why we see it. We might have some energy also. We might put some effort into the idea that we want also for it to disappear, but obviously not enough energy. That's why it's still here. A big part of us wants it here still. I want to get rid of this Parkinson's disease. I would love not to have it. It'd be freaking fantastic. But obviously, the bigger part of me that says, yeah, but it'd be better if you had it. What? Yeah, sorry, man. Much better if you had it. That's why you have it. I'm winning. I keep on pushing them to one. If I wanted more than anything in the world to be healed, I would be healed. The power would certainly show itself. So we have to make bold choices. Act as if it's already happened. And looking past the world that reflects the love of God. How do you do that? Well, if I want a new house, why do you want a new house? You want what? Well, pray for a new house. Say, God, give me shelter. Give me wonderful shelter. Give me shelter that survive the storms, survive anything and everything. Give me shelter. Give me beautiful shelter, perhaps, if you're in a good mood. Shelter. In this neighborhood, perhaps. So I live in this neighborhood. I live in shelter. Constantly visualize. You create your own images. But you don't always leave open the possibility that God has other plans. Always leave the door open. God, you know what I want, but I leave it open for you to ultimately give me what you want. Amen? Amen, baby. And so it is. So you do it.
"29. God is in everything I see. Behind every image I have made, the truth remains unchanged. Behind every veil I have drawn across the face of love, its light remains undimmed. Beyond all my insane wishes is my will, united with the will of my Father. God is still everywhere and in everything forever. And we who are part of him will yet look past all appearances and recognize the truth beyond them all." 30. God is in everything I see because
A little too far. This is a little. My play button gets stuck sometimes. I have to press it twice fast, which you're not supposed to have to do that. But this is the way I have to do it, so that's life. God is in everything I see. That's a beautiful one. I like to do that sometimes just on its own. I wake up in the morning and I'm getting kind of imploded. I feel like I've imploded. And I get kind of too self-attached. I'm getting too body-oriented. So I do that one. This one is, I do this one here. This one here. It's hold on, let me just turn this off. God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. In my mind, behind all my insane thoughts of separation and attack, is knowledge that all is one forever. God is holding and saving the truth for you. Anytime you want to look at it and take it for yourself. God, okay, here it is. There's no time limit. Is the while the time limit, you blew it. Time for torture. No. There's never gonna be a time for torture. Unless you want to torture yourself. But even then, God will eventually figure out a way to get you out of that. Too much torture, God says, all right, that's enough torture. Whether you like it or not, God wants you to torture yourself to death. To permanent death. To extinction. You will never be snuffed out. I have not lost the knowledge of who I am. Because of who I am, because I have forgotten it. And you can't lose it. As I said, because God has it. It's been kept for me in the mind of God, who has not left his thoughts. And I, as who am among them, and as one with them, and one with them, and one with him. So God has kept my personal ways, whether I am in this lifetime or any lifetime that I'm in. He has kept my spirit with the real me. Is God's love, is God's peace, is God's joy, is God's power, is all that I can ever is me. Is that inner power, that inner attachment to the Father, is the Son of God, is the sonship. And that is one of God's thoughts. That inner void, that inner creative place, that dreamless sleep, whatever it is, that whatever dreamless sleep is, where there's nothing there, but you're there at the same time. That place is God's thought. It can never go away. And in that thought, the thought of you and your perfection and your wonderfulness, that thought adores you, loves you, protects you, takes care of you.
Because God is in my mind.
30.
In my own mind, behind all my insane thoughts of separation and attack, is the knowledge that all is one forever. I have not lost the knowledge of who I am because I have forgotten it. It has been kept for me in the mind of God, who has not left his thoughts, and I, who am among them, am one with them and one with him.
This is lesson 57. We're going to do the first two. We're going to do lesson 31 and lesson 32. We're going to review those lessons. This is lesson 57. So lesson 57, I'm going to review these two lessons. I'm going to go very fast. I only have a few minutes. So I'll just play them for you.
Lesson 57. Today, let us review these ideas. 31. I am not the victim of the world I see. How can I be the victim of a world that can be completely undone if I so choose? My chains are loosened. I can drop them off merely by desiring to do so. The prison door is open. I can leave simply by walking out. Nothing holds me in this world. Only my wish to stay keeps me a prisoner. I would give up my insane wishes and walk into the sunlight at last. 32. I have invented the world I see. I made up the prison in which I see myself. All I need do is recognize this, and I am free. I have deluded myself into believing it is possible to imprison the Son of God. I was bitterly mistaken in this belief which I no longer want. The Son of God must be forever free. He is as God created him, and not what I would make of him. He is where God would have him be, and not where I thought to hold him prisoner. 33. There is another way.
All right, that's 31 and 32. And those are our lessons for the week, the review lessons for the week. I am not a victim of the world that I see in the last two, and I've invented the world that I see, which I already did that today, 32. The other one I really haven't gone through is 31, and I can go through that quickly. How can I be a victim of the world that I can be completely identified to as? How can I be a victim of a dream? All you have to do is become aware that you're dreaming. That's the main goal of the course, to help you become aware that you are dreaming, so you can take control of your ego and move up in consciousness and work from a higher place. And the course is here like a song to move you to a higher consciousness. So from a higher consciousness, you can make better choices. No specific answers. No, yes, do that. But rather, lift you up to a place of love and power and intelligence. All right. All right, gents and ladies, this is Miracles Everywhere. Miracles Everywhere on ACIM. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Sunday morning. I hope that was helpful. I hope it was relaxing and a little bit funny. Peter Holmes at least. And I hope that I was a good time. So until Monday, which is tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Eastern, with fellows in 33. Let you know what that is. My holiness envelops everything I see. My holiness, my innocence envelops everything I see. That's tomorrow. But until then, peace.